today we're going to be talking about medians and altitudes as we continue our discussion of properties of triangles. And we're going to start with the definition of a median. The median of a triangle is a segment whose endpoints are a vertex and the midpoint of the opposite side. So here I have drawn the median of this triangle, which I will show you how to construct with Sketchpad in class. Continuing on, the centroid is the point of concurrency of the three medians of a triangle. So if I were to draw in the three medians, I would see that they would meet at a point called the centroid. This is what we call the balancing point of the triangle, and it divides the median into two segments, with the larger part being twice as long as the smaller part. So that's kind of a neat fact. Let's continue on. The altitude of a triangle. This is the perpendicular segment from a vertex to the opposite side. Now, I actually made this with Sketchpad. That's why they're a little bit squiggly, these lines are. But you can imagine these are supposed to be straight lines. And the altitude goes from the vertex, making a perpendicular line with the opposite side. And I'm also going to show you how to construct one of those with Sketchpad as well in class. Now, the orthocenter is the point of concurrency of the three altitudes of the triangle. So they meet right here in the center. Well, I shouldn't say at the center, at the orthocenter. Moving on to the next page. We want to do a little bit of a review of the distance formula, which is the square root in parentheses of x2 minus x1 squared plus, in parentheses, y2 minus y1 squared. And the midpoint formula, which is x1 plus x2 over 2, and y1 plus y2 over 2. And we're given this particular picture, and I'm going to give you coordinates for this picture. I'm going to tell you that point H is at the point 8, 6, F is at the point 5, 2, and K is at the point 5, 10. I'm going to give you some information. I'm going to tell you that G is the midpoint of segment FK. And I'd like you to find the coordinates of G. So we're going to have to find the midpoint. Well, our values for the segment FK for the endpoints are 5, 2, and 5, 10. So let's use x1, y1, and x2, y2. Now, this is probably a little bit disoriented, and this is certainly not drawn to scale. So let's find the midpoint. So we're going to say, add our x's, 5 plus 5 over 2, and then find our y value. So we're going to add our y's together, 2 plus 10 divided by 2. So we are going to get 10 over 2 over 12 over 2. And it looks like we get 5, 6. So that is, those are the coordinates of point G. Now the other thing I want us to do is find the length of HK. So we're going to use our distance formula, x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And our points for the endpoints of the segment of HK are 8, 6 and 5, 10. So again, we're going to label them x1, y1, x2, y2, and plug them into our formula. So let's do that. So we have 8 minus 5 squared plus 6 minus 10 squared. So we have 3 squared plus negative 4 squared. So that gives us the square root of 9 plus 16. So it's the square root of 25, which gives us the length of 5 for segment HK. And that is it for today. Thank you for joining me.